everybody, my name is Jenna and today I am bringing back my top 5 OMG moments for the 100 season 4. Cannot believe that the 100 season 4 has finally premiered. I am so excited for this new season. I think it's going to be fantastic. I've heard that we're only doing 13 episodes instead of 16, which is what it was originally, and I'm really excited for that. I think that 13 episodes is going to work a lot better than 16, especially since, you know, the storyline for this season. I don't really know where else they're going to be able to go with this because they are literally like fighting against the earth this time instead of fighting against each other. But I'm still super excited to see how they sort of make it all come together and see where they decide to take it. If you are unfamiliar with my top 5 OMG moments videos, basically I sit here and I talk about my top 5 OMG moments from the episode of the season that has just aired. So in this case I'm going to be talking about the season 4 premiere episode, which is called Echoes. Of course there's a huge spoiler alert on this one, so if you haven't yet seen Echoes then I recommend that you don't watch my video. Go and catch up on the 100, watch Echoes, then come back, watch this one, and you can discuss it with us. Bye non-spoilery people. So if you are still here, I am assuming that you have seen the episode and I am just going to jump straight into my top 5 OMG moments. Top 5 OMG moment number 1, Jaha. Okay, so I just want to know why everyone is being so nice to Jaha. He is literally the reason why Ali came to Arcadia and to Polis and like destroyed everything and everyone. And yet Kane and Abby and all these people, they're like, oh yeah, you know, you got a bum shoulder, but we don't mind, you know, trusting you with everything. Like they literally trusted him with their plan to save Rowan by having him carry in Octavia in that body bag. But I mean, like, he did such bad things last season and the season before. I just don't understand how they could actually just forgive him that quickly. And also, second note, why is he even still a character? Like, I swear he has no purpose and hasn't had any purpose since like the first season. I was talking to a friend about it and she thinks that, you know, like in the end of season 1 when he sacrificed himself and stayed up on the Ark, they think he should have stayed there and should have died on the Ark. That would have been like the best death ever, like literally a hero's death, and it would have been so great. But no, he had to make it down to earth and screw everything up last season, didn't he? Top 5 OMG moment number 2, Jasper. Jasper just makes me want to cry, honestly. I mean, he has been through so much since they got down to the ground. Literally in like the first episode of when they were down on the ground, he got speared through the chest, which sucks. But, you know, so after everything he's been through so much. And this episode was really sad because it sort of showed Jasper, you know, like even at the end of season 3 when they finally did defeat Ali and got him out of the City of Light, it was obvious that he was so happy in the City of Light. You know, he had no pain. And now that he's come back and he has all this pain, you know, he puts on some music that I think he got from Maya and he puts up a painting and you can tell he's gonna do something pretty bad. You know, he leaves a note for Monty and then he just has this gun and you're like, no Jasper, please don't do it, please. And then of course Raven sort of tells everyone that, you know, they're gonna die. And he sort of changes his tune and sort of goes, oh, I'm gonna go watch the sunrise. So I think that he definitely goes from a I want to die right now to a, well, we're gonna die in 6 months time anyway, I may as well enjoy the time I have left sort of stance. I reckon that's going to be a really interesting dynamic of this season because obviously you have characters like Clark and Bellamy who are going to do absolutely everything they can to stop the radiation and to save everyone. And then I think you're going to have characters like Jasper who go, you know what, I'm done fighting, I am done with all of this, let's just accept fate and enjoy the time that we have left. So I think that's going to be a really interesting dynamic and I cannot wait to see how that plays out during the season. Top 5 OMG moment number 3, Asgetta. So the Asgetta warriors suck. Like they really do. They are terrible human beings. But I think that it's definitely, I think it was definitely sort of a long time coming to have Asgetta really like fighting against everybody because we've clearly seen it, especially in season 3 when it came to Ontari being commander. I think that Asgetta is going to be a huge problem this season, but also I'm so glad that Rowan is going to be a main character because I feel like he's sort of going to keep everyone in line. I guess I'm hoping that's what he does. But the actual top 5 OMG moment from this episode with Asgetta came from when the ambassador was like talking to them like, oh, we're gonna rule Polis, and the Grounders know you're gonna have to take Polis by force. And then she literally, Echo, just like whips around and just cuts this ambassador's neck and's like, consider it taken. I just went, oh damn, Asgetta, do not mess around. They are not very nice people. And it was that moment that I just was like, yep, this show is definitely not a nice show. Top 5 OMG moment number 4, the flame. I am so sick of this flame. Like, I am just ready to ditch it into the ocean, honestly. It annoys me so much. But I was really glad to see Clark give it up and give it to Rowan in this episode. So obviously we know Clark has been holding on to it because the spirit of the commander, aka Lexa, the girl that she loved, that is obviously a huge factor. And then her giving the flame to Rowan, for me, I think that's a sign to show that she's definitely not beginning to heal. You know, she's still pretty hung up on Lexa, as you would be. Like, she literally says in this episode, you know, she's like, I loved her and all this, and you're like, okay, so I get that. But her giving the flame to Rowan shows that she puts her love for her people and her need to protect people above all of that. And obviously, you know, giving the flame to Rowan was literally the only thing that was going to make him help her. So I thought that was a really big step for Clark, and I was really, really happy to see that it happened. I'm also really excited to see what Rowan is actually going to do with it, because obviously we know that Luna is coming back at some point in this season, so it'll be interesting to see if Luna ends up taking the flame, especially now that the threat of Ali is over. But also, clearly there will be more Nightbloods. Clearly Ontara didn't kill everyone, she just killed everyone who was in her conclave. So I think it's going to be really interesting dynamic to see if we do come up against some more Nightbloods, especially, I'm assuming there are more Nightbloods in the Asgeta tribe. I'm assuming so, because if that's the case, then at some point we may end up with a new commander this season, which will be interesting. I definitely think that we're due for a new commander, but I think that at the same time Rowan is probably just gonna hold on to that flame pretty tightly. And top 5 OMG moment number 5, the radiation cloud. So at the end of this episode we see these two characters. We don't know who they are. We're assuming they're grounders. We're also assuming, I think they're in Egypt, because I'm pretty sure, I mean, it's a lot of sand dunes, but I think I saw the pyramids of Egypt. I'm really not sure. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. But she sort of stands up and she sees this, you know, literal cloud of radiation coming towards her, and it just burns her down to her skeleton, burns her. And that moment was just a, okay, yeah, this threat of radiation is pretty real. They're in a lot of trouble. But I do have to say that I think if it is Egypt, that's a really interesting place to start with the radiation cloud, because I'm not sure the nuclear power plants, would they have been in Egypt? I don't know, maybe, who knows, not going to count anything out. But as it is, I feel like if this is the level that the radiation is at, I feel like our heroes are really gonna struggle to save everyone, especially since I think the only way they're going to be able to do it is if they go to the power plants, and like, because Raven said in this episode that the power plants were built to be self-sustaining for 100 years. Clearly they need to go and do some maintenance on that shit in order to make it all work again and all pretty. I think that this is a good chance that a lot of people are going to die, and I'm totally not okay with that. There you have it. Those are my top 5 OMG moments from the first episode of season 4. Let me know in the comment section below what your top 5 moments were. I would love to know. As always, I'm going to leave you with 4 questions that I'm hoping get answered in the rest of the season. Question number 1 is, how on earth are they going to get out of this? Like I said, I think the radiation has reached a point where they can't get out of this, and I will be really shocked if they do, but also really sad if they don't, because if they don't, then there's no more show. Question number 2, how is Abby and Kane staying in Polis actually going to help anyone? Obviously they stayed behind in order to keep an eye on Rowan, but like, why? But I'm also really excited because they stayed together. And Cabby. Speaking of Cabby, question number 3 is, are Cabby a real thing now? Because obviously they kissed in season 3, then they both took the chip and did some stupid things, and then the end of season 3 Abby like hugged Kane, and then in this episode they had a cute little moment as well, which Clark saw, and Clark kind of smiled, so I think she's happy about it. So I don't know, are they a couple, are they not a couple? This is a question that I really need the answer to, because you'll know how much I love Cabby. And question number 4, who is going to die this season? I heard a rumor that one of the main characters are going to be biting the dust this season, and I'm putting in my vote right now. I'm hoping that it's Jaha, because I don't like him as a character, but at the same time I think it's going to be someone like Abby or Kane, and that will just destroy me. If it's one of those two characters, it's going to destroy me. But also if it's someone like, I don't think it'd be anyone like Bellamy or Clark, but it could be someone like Monty or Jasper, or even Harper. Harper is like a kick-ass recurring character now, and I love her so much. She's one of my favorite characters on this show now. Thank you for watching my top 5 OMG moments video. Don't forget to comment below on what your top 5 OMG moments were, and also what questions you're hoping they will answer in the rest of the season. If you like this video, be sure to give it a huge thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss a thing. Stay random. Bye.